What's going on, friends? Sam is back once again. Now, when I film videos and reviews and all that kind of stuff, there does seem to be quite a lot of footage that's just kind of left out. It's left on the cutting room floor, so to speak. Well, that was certainly the case with the Creality Hi Combo. So we've kind of got this second video together of all the other bits that, well, didn't make it into the first video. Now, the first video will be available to see, and it's going to be somewhere around here, or it'll certainly be in the description. But I felt like the Creality Hi Combo had a little bit more to give. So here's that video. Hope you enjoy it. So I've just had some stuff turn up from Creality. This is one of the boxes. Now, as I opened it up, I thought, oh yeah, just normal filament. But check this out. We've got some new colours here. This is kind of crazy. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Solian Ultra PLA, which is kind of like a pink. Hang on, what? Hang on, what is this? Is this even from It is from Creality. What is this? That looks kind of familiar. Got this purple, almond purple, strawberry milk, greenery, and ocean blue. Okay, so we've also got the CR Scan Raptor, which is going to be used for an up-and-coming project. I have just posted this on the old socials. Look at that box, amazing. Let's have a quick look inside. Oh yeah, very nice indeed. Absolute beauty. I'm hoping to get the scan bridge as well, so that will connect to that and whiz around like that. But that wasn't all, because there is a new 3D printed product that Creality are about to launch at CES next week. So let me grab that. And if by magic, what is this? It's the Creality Hi Combo. Well, there's only one thing for it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to get this out of the box immediately and tell you every single thing that I can think of to think about it. Yeah, let's get into it.
You are watching a master at work.
This channel is proudly sponsored by PCBWay.com, and if you're in need of PCB manufacturing, CNC machining, or even 3D printing, well, PCBWay.com has you covered with fast turnaround times, high quality materials, and affordable pricing. They're the go-to for makers, engineers, and innovators alike. PCBWay.com. Why not give them a visit after you've watched this video? So this is the Creality Hi Combo, and I don't know a single thing about it at this particular point in time. I'm sure everything will come to light. From what we can see here, we've got an i3 bed slinger and a CFS unit. Now this looks a little bit like something I might have seen in Shenzhen when I was there in April that I shouldn't have seen, but whatever. We'll open it up and see what it's all about. It does of course mean that now I've got 3 CFS units, so actually printing something in 16 colours is potentially going to be quite a, not a big stretch to get there. Just one more CFS unit and we might be able to do something big. Wait and see. Okay, so here we go. So it's well packed. And what do we have here? Okay, right. So we've got the filament primer and we've got a couple of cables here, which is for the CFS. Then let's just lift this out. Whoops. We've got the CFS in here. Luckily enough, it's very well packed. Okay, take those out and slide it. Oh, there we go. We have a CFS. So we've got another CFS unit right here. We're going to pop that on here for the moment. Some PTFE tubes. And then, okay, interesting. Okay, so take the top off, remove that thing, get the gantry out, get the build plate out, do something else and do something else. We'll put that here, and I will make reference to it as and when I need to. So let's see what's in the top here. So we do have the usual kind of gump, Creality's little spool of filament. Oh no! A USA power plug, which is not going to be good any use to me at all here. Creality top, bottom, and a couple of other bits and pieces. We will come back to those at a later date. Chuck them on the floor. Right, okay, so in here, and I'm just going to move this to one side and hopefully pick this up. Now, I don't know anything about this. I kind of assumed that we would be maybe seeing the Core Z, which is the V3, if you remember that. You know, the end of V3, not the SE, not the KE, just the V3. But I don't know what this is. But let's lift this one out. What do we have? Oh my God, that looks mean. Look at that. That looks mean. Interesting. Okay, so normal i3, we've got some linear rails on the bottom here. We've got a camera just based up in here as well. We've got a little flicker, filament flicker on the side. So the cat's out of the bag, it's definitely a multicolour machine. Then we have this part here, which we probably are going to have to cut out. Or does this come out? Yes, it does. Okay, so this is well wrapped. Okay, he's coming out. That's the bed. It's not a handbag. Don't hang it by there. All right, let's take that out. We've got an RFID bit on the side here as well, and just the bottom, which has got nothing in it. So let's chuck the box to one side. Let's pick the printer up and see what we've got. Cool. So first impressions here, this looks mean. It looks like an aircraft part. We obviously have a filament flicker, so we're going to be flicking filament to the left-hand side. As I said before, we also have a camera just mounted just here. Looks like there's a cover on it in a minute. We'll leave that on there just for a second, but it does look like a normal bed slinger at this point. So focusing on the bed, let's flip this over. Oh, that looks familiar. Okay, there it is. The Creality Hi. Well, at least it's not called the end of 3, something, 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 something. So that's refreshing. Let's unbolt this. Let's take the bed out, put it to the side for a moment. Let's get rid of all the gubbins here. Very, very well packed, actually. I didn't really know what this was going to be. Oh. Hi, got it. So, whoa. Let's not smash everything up straight away. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's start by putting the bed on. Just like that. So up here we have got, which feels like probably some kind of probing unit and a nozzle wiper here. So we have some beware stickers, don't put your fingers in there. Beware of heat bed maintain distance. Oh, this is because obviously this is going to fly forward and backwards, so you don't want to get your fingers stuck in there. We do have a linear rail just in there, feels pretty smooth. Do not disassemble the hotbed, and then of course to the side here we have the screen, 60 degrees or 90 degrees. That's on like a little clicky thing. Just up to the side here we've got a USB socket, and we also have the connection to the CFS unit. A little bit further just down here we do have a little plug. This is quite a juicy little plug that's come off the side of it as well. That's going to plug into the gantry. So on this side there's 2 plugs here, and then a little bit further along there is one single plug there. So let's get the gantry on and power this thing up. Sorry, I thought they were going to go in the bottom, but they're actually going to go in the top. So let's just have a quick look here, just as we plug these in. Just make sure that everything is going to go together nicely and not pinch any cables. Let's just take off this part here. Let's move that out of a second. And here, there's a bit of tape basically holding the cables on together here. Okay, so it's going to go in and around. There we go. So let's plug those in first, one side, and then move him over, get the Allen key in there just to make sure that's seated correctly. Click in, one's done, they're both seated in there. So what we're going to do now is slowly, make sure no cables are pinching, because that would just be bad news for everybody if they start pinching. And I guess those other grey bits are for covering. There you go, that's seated nicely in there. The screws are definitely there, there's nothing in the way. Let's persevere with it. Okay, that's in there tight now. Tighten him up. 2. So that big cable that I showed you earlier comes up here. Just plug those in. And this is going to come down and hopefully snap into place. I think that's in. Really digging this hot end. I think that looks kind of cool. Interesting. So let's move on, shall we, to the CFS, and we're going to pop the filament pusher, for a better word. We're going to pop that on the back. Now, on the K2, of course, we didn't quite do it that way. Now, I'm just wondering, 4 into 1, 1 into 4. We're only going to put 1 in anyway at the minute, so let's pop him in and then attach him to this. Now, on the K2, of course, we did attach that to the printer itself. Don't think you need to attach it to the printer itself on this. Easy. Now then, in here are some cables. Plug those in just a second, but we need that PTFE tube. Make sure they're all the right length, so that's a longer one. So let's take this at the bottom. In fact, it's going to be really short, that one. Don't need to be that long. Okay, let's take this, plug that into here, just like that. And then we're going to take the long PTFE tube, plug that into here. That's it, he's in. And we'll then plug that in a minute into the printer. Meanwhile though, still got this to plug in. So let's plug this in here. No, that's the wrong way around. Let's plug this into here. and this one into here. That's going to just power that. Then we'll plug this one into the back. Then plug the CFS to my right hand side, like that. Move this screen back round again, moving forward. Then I believe we should be then popping the PTFE tube into the top, but I'm wondering if the spool holder has something to do with the location here, because we also have, looks like, I don't know quite what that is. Let's pop him in here and see if we've got anything else in the bag, but it kind of looks like there maybe should be something that goes over the top of here to protect it or to hold the PTFE tube in place. Let's have a look. So this plugs in here, it's quite good. Look at that, plug it in, whack the screw in, let's do it now. Okay, let's grab the Allen key and just whip him in. So again, it will come off the spool, literally go down here, and then that will plug into the short PTFE tube. But obviously that will be if you're just using the machine just as a single spool rather than using the CFS. So let's click him on top in any case. That's the location for it, because it tells you, just like that. Okay. So I think that's it. Other than putting in the RFID filament and switching it on, let's do that now and see what it says. The camera is now got a little light on it, that's just come on. And there's also a little privacy cap as well, so let's move that off. The CFS has come alive, and now we have something on the display screen. Let's move that up. Right, let's follow along, let's press OK. Okay, privacy policy that very few ever read. My network, bear with me. Okay, password's now been put in. Let's 192.168.68.121. Let's press OK. So we're in GMT at the moment. So is that BRT or GMT? Wonder if they're calling it BRT. Let's try that one. Let's do the self-detecting process. Dual Z motor check, Z limit switches, nozzle heating, hotbed check, heat break fan, model fan, cutter check, input shaping, and auto bed leveling. Well, this would be fun. The input shaping on the bed and the hot end is being done on this machine, which is obviously what we didn't have on the CR10. If you ever watched that video, because that was like a big criticism of mine, that we weren't getting full input shaping. But that's shaping, getting the frequency down. Interesting. Okay, so that's the input shaping pretty much done. It should now go into auto bed leveling as well. And it kind of does remind me of another printer that I've seen previously, but can't quite put my finger on where I've seen it before. Okay, so now we're into the bed probing. It's interesting to see what this metal bracket is for at the back. Aluminium or aluminum milled structure underneath here, which looks really cool. So bed probing, I believe, is about to start. For some reason, all the animals have just come into here. So I've got my dog and one of the cats is in here at the minute. So if we're picking those up on camera, I do apologise if you're not an animal fan. So we're now probing the back, and it's doing a interesting little dance. The fan's just kicked in. I'm kind of guessing it's going to do a nozzle wipe. No, we're still, there we go, nozzle wipe is now happening. And we should be good to probe the bed now. I wonder what that is, what that's about, that metal section at the back. Okay, let the bed probing begin. The cutter just here is insanely close to the bed. That's probably about 3 mil just off the bed there. Okay, this is interesting. So this is doing the gantry leveling to the bed. Making some interesting noises. So as it goes to drop down on the Z, there is a weird bit of motor noise, although it's dissipating now. So I'm wondering if this bit here is going to turn. Yeah, so I think we're going to see the Creality logo turning when the filament is fed in. I've seen that before somewhere as well. Can't quite put my finger on that one either. Self-check has been completed. Let's go back to the menu. Good stuff. Okay, so it looks like we've got heating up to 300 degrees on the hot end. Let's see if we can find any more information out on this. This looks awfully familiar. All of this looks very, very familiar. We've got the CFS settings here, startup detection, automatic refill. That's quite cool. About. Okay, so this is the Hi 21C8. That's the device name. Firmware version is 1.1.0.33.2. There's a MAC address and some other bits and pieces here. Total time, 3 days, 3 hours and 7 minutes. I'm assuming that that's how much printing time it's done so far. And obviously at Creality they do test the machines prior to sending them out. 68.1.1, and then we've got camera and video list. Nothing in there. Camera settings, I don't know what we've got inside of that, if it's a great camera or an okay camera or what it is. We do have the route information already here. We're not going to do that at the moment, but we can come back to that later. We've got a self-check here, boot shape and auto bed leveling. So we've got settings here, Z up and down, material selection, CFS. Again, this is very similar to the K2 Plus. And we've got a wiki, error history, fault reporting, help page, maintenance. Okay, what have we got in here? A waste box for PLA. In PLA, we've got a block PLA, a nozzle cover in PLA. I wonder what that is. I wonder if there's something else to print. High-speed testing in PLA. We could do that, I suppose. What's this? Wheel logo. Block. I don't know what this stuff is. Copy to flash drive. Why would I copy it to flash drive? Unless this is weird. Okay, flash drive does not exist. You're quite right. USB, there's nothing on there, and there's nothing in history. So local is the place to be. Of course, I don't have a profile for this at this moment in time. So hopefully Creality will send me a bit of information. But let's whack on this block PLA. Let's load some stuff into the CFS. So it turns out lots of filament that's been sent to me by Creality as of late. We know it's an RFID filament because on the Creality spools it does have this logo here. So as soon as we plug this in, it should start auto-detecting what it is as soon as you start feeding it in. So we'll just cut that off, like that. Get that bit of filament out of there, and we're just going to place that into slot number 1. Just going to plug that into here, and we're going to close the top. Lock it up. So then if we go back to the menu system now, hoping that if we select this, we go into material, there we go. It's in there, it's done. Excellent, good job. So let's go back, hit this button, and let's do, I want to do something quite fast. Let's do the high-speed testing. We've got a high-speed spool in there, calibration CFS. There's nothing to say about the camera, so I don't know if that's automatic. Let's hit print, and well, here we go. Okay, so the 3D print's finished, which is nice. Let's have a quick look. Oh, look at that. I wondered what it was doing because I hadn't seen it mess around like that before. But it's wild. Look at that. That's nice. That's really good. Really good. let's take this off here. There we go. Bye for now.